So, long story long, after Friday's little outburst, Gladys finally kicked me out. So, it'd really mean a lot to me if you could let me crash to your place the next couple nights, Paul Wayne.
I'm not sure I can do that, compadre.
Well, and why's that?
Well, I accidentally locked my keys in my car.
Yeah, I know. You called me to bring up your spare keys to you at Senior O'Grady's after the game.
Yeah, well, when you dropped my spares off, I decided to go back inside for a second nightcap. And well, the second nightcap led to a third, and then the third led to a night pitcher of horchata and Bailey's. Next thing you know, as I was trying to get to my car to drive home, Officer Dinkins stopped me in the parking lot and told me I wasn't fit to drive, and that he was going to book me in my regular cell at the old Dink Tank.
Old 13B?
Yep, cell 13B, right next to the payphones. But I was feeling a little feisty on account of Friday night's game, so I made a wager with him that if I could toss my keys through the cracked back window of my car, he'd take me home. Little did Sheriff Dinkin know that I invented that game.
Right.
That's right. So I made the shot, but on account of all those tequila apple bum shots, I forgot both my set of keys had my house key on them. So instead of taking me home, I just told him to take me up here to the station. I've been crashing here the past 3 nights.
Wait, all right, but I don't get it. All right, why didn't you just go home and kick your door down or break a window or something,
You know, Sheriff Dinkin has been called to my abode on account of a few Paul Wayne breaking and entering complaints. I just didn't feel like tempting fate again. Besides, the lease is under the name Paultom, who may or may not be real. I'd call a locksmith to pop a car open, but I spent my whole check at Senior O'Grady's. Looking like it'll be Friday before I can make it back to Casa de Palawana.
Jesus. Well, sounds like we're in a rough spot, partner.
Yeah, it's been rougher. There was that one time back in '99 when I tripped over my own boots at Catfish O'Holy's and busted through their live catfish tank. That set me back about 3,000 smackaroos and ruined my ostrich skin ropers. Now that was a real tough spot.
Ah, yes, the great flood of '99. I remember it well. Catfish O'Holy still hasn't gotten that mildew smell out quite yet, have they?
Yeah, I'm still not allowed back in, which is a bummer because they have chicken now. Right, and I really miss those plush huppies.
I caught my own chicken there, and they roasted it tableside.
God dang it, Britt. Gotta kick a guy when he's down, huh?
Sprim, start the dang show.
You're listening to The First Down with Dwayne and Paul Wayne on QWIL, The Quill.
Greetings, Pine Nation! You are now listening to two of the most fired up individuals in W.H. Nelson County, the no-frilled, quilled, loud mouths of the purple and brown here on The First Down with Dwayne and Paul Wayne on QWIL The Quill. I am Dwayne Applebottom.
I'm Paul Wayne T.
And you can forget Thanksgiving, forget Christmas, hell, might as well forget New Year's while you're out there. Just toss that out the window because this is the best time of the year, folks. It is the unofficial state holiday of Texas football advent. Of course, I am talking about high school football state playoffs and the march to state. And Paul Wayne, guess what?
What's that?
The Pines are in it to win it, my friend. Playoff game 1, our by-district game. How you feeling?
Dwayne, I'm honored to witness the start of another playoff season. My hangover is finally worn off, my head doesn't hurt anymore, and these hands can finally hold a cup of water without shaking all over the place. It's game time, baby, and I'm ready to fire up the Pine train and chug this sucker into the state championship.
Well, chug a lug, big dude. This train is leaving the station because this week, your Paultom Consolidated Porcupines are taking on the highly vaunted Arlen Longhorns in what could be a game for the ages.
This will definitely be one to remember, folks. Now, some listeners may be wondering why we're playing Arlen this year as they're in Division I, and since we lost a boat, we should have just gone to Division II for the playoffs. Well, I'm happy to report that local divorce lawyer Rube Mehoff mediated an agreement with the UIL that allowed us to get into Division I. Turns out divorce is spreading like the plague in the UIL this year, so good timing for both us and old Rube.
That's right. So that means that if we can pull off the W this week and Boat takes care of their game against Lamar City, we'll have another shot at sinking the Tuggers this year, folks.
Exactly. Now, folks, we don't want to get too far ahead of ourselves, but let's just say that I may have already booked my hotel room for the regional game. Where it is exactly, I couldn't tell you.
Yeah, that's right. Watch out, all local La Quintas. You've been put on notice. All right. Of course, there's a lot of ball left to play between now and then. So let's take a look at Arlen, Paul Wayne.
Well, they don't make teams much tougher than Arlen. These boys have played through one of the tougher districts in the state this year. So don't let that 7-3 record fool you. They're a crack squad. They got an all-senior offensive line, and their running game is deadly. Their two running backs, Matt, the Muffin Man Medeker, and Bryce Boogie Board Bosifer, are a thunder and lightning duo that are damn near impossible to stop once they get going.
Yeah, old Pablo Coffey and Dump Truck Garcia Zielinski will have their hands full all night, no doubt. But I know Coach Strong has been working the boys hard all week, so I'm not concerned about our grit.
Yeah, their D isn't anything to scoff about either, though. They have this all-district linebacker, Bartolo, the Big Boom Bertoli, that has 8 fumble recoveries and 20 tackles for loss this season. If there was a boy built to counter the wishbone, it's this guy.
Yeah, something tells me Peyton Hurst will get his money's worth from him trying to block that guy all night on Friday. So if I was a betting man and if I was going to put anyone up against him, it would definitely be Paydirt, though. I mean, without a doubt. He'll be getting the old razzle-dazzle out there. You know?
So needless to say, folks, this team ain't going to be a pushover. But # Johnson's quill injury has healed, and he's back to 100%. So he'll be trending this weekend. Just you watch.
Yeah, now this team hails from the Metroplex, which is just a garbage pail of talent. And so this is going to be a little bit of a shock if they pull this one off. We'll see. But I don't know. I'm looking forward to it. The excitement is palpable. And not only that, it's visible in town, too. I was driving down Main on my way to the station, and I saw all the businesses had decked out their windows with purple and brown, and every street light had porcupine quills glued to it. So watch yourselves out there, folks, because like Arlen, you might get poked this week.
Yeah, and this is also the perfect time to announce this week's sponsor is Wilson's Quills and More, Paultom's one-stop shop for all things porcupine. Whether you're an avid user of the 18th century writing instruments or someone with a thing for pain in the bedroom, Wilson's Quills has got something for you. They are the only licensed quill dealer in the state, using what is said to be ethical practices to collect porcupine quills. Now, I don't know how you ethically get that kind of volume of quills on a monthly basis, but folks, I'm not here to ask questions. I'm just here to say if you want quills, then you want Wilson's. Wilson's Quills. Get poked.
Well, partner, I think it's about time we take a quick break, and when we come back, it's time for our favorite segment, the Catfish O'Holy's Opine Line. We want to hear what y'all think about our boys being in the playoffs and get your thoughts on this upcoming game, so stick around. We'll be right back.
How are ya, hon? This is Dawn Christian Anderson asking you to join us at Minnesota Fats Barbecue. Family owned and operated since 1961. We have all of your favorite Minnesotan cuisines, like our tater tot infused brisket hot dish, our lutefisk burnt ends, and our patented crusted walleye ribs. And if that's not appetizing to ya, hun, we offer the juiciest of Lucy's and our deep fried anything on a stick. And I do mean we'll deep fry anything. Show us your ticket stub and get 10% off your next meal. So if you can't purify yourselves in the waters of Lake Minnetonka, come purify yourself in some Minnesota Fats Barbecue goodness, located at the corner of Puckett and Molitor Drive.
Fire up those phones. It's time for the Opine Line with Dwayne and Paul Wayne.
Welcome back, Pine Nation. You are listening to The First Down with Dwayne and Paul Wayne here on QWIL The Quill. The phones have done lit up for this segment, so let's not dilly-dally. We want to hear what everyone has to say on the Opine Line today. So this Opine Line is, of course, brought to you by our good friends down at Catfish O'Holy's. Catfish O'Holy's, we got chicken now.
Barf. Who's our first caller?
It's Brett, and it looks like we have Edna from Paultom.
All right, Edna from Paultom. What's your Opine?
Hello, Dwayne. This is Edna the Pompadour on the line. How are you doing, sweetheart?
Well, Miss de Pompadour, it is always a pleasure and an honor to hear your voice. I'm doing just peachy keen over here. Folks, we have a real Paultom legend on with us today, Miss Edna de Pompadour, widow of the late, great Delbert de Pompadour, who, of course, is the first quarterback to win a state championship for Paultom City back in '62. Edna, what's on your mind, ma'am?
Well, boys, I just think after that horrible loss to both, our boys had a fire lit under them.
Well, I know if anyone would be an authority, it's you, Edna. I see you out there at every practice with your binoculars.
That's right. I head out to the practice field every day after my bridge club meeting. Haven't missed a practice in 60 years.
That's right. Now, if I remember correctly, you even were out there for old Delbert's practices when y'all were both in high school, isn't that right?
That's right. I actually met him during a practice. He accidentally hit me in the side of the head with a ball when he overthrew it like Ike Coleman on the first day of crash. But when I came to, Delbert was right there standing over me like an angel. Asked me if I was okay. I haven't missed a practice since.
Well, Edna, speaking of angels, I know this goes without saying, but we sure miss Delbert and are still so sorry for your loss last year. We feel his spirit up in the press boxes at the games. I can assure you that.
That's the truth. Yeah, that's the truth. Now, Edna, I got to ask, how does it feel knowing that yours and Delbert's names have been immortalized at the Den with the new De Pompadour Fieldhouse facility?
What?
I got to ask you, Edna, how does it feel knowing that yours and Delbert's names have been immortalized at the Den with the new De Pompadour Fieldhouse facility?
Oh, it's exactly what Delbert would have wanted. Besides, he and I made whoopee in the old field house so much, it was probably about time to tear it down and start anew. It was pretty broken in.
Edna, I think I may have misheard you there. Did you say you made whoopee in the field house?
That's exactly what I said. When after Delbert won state, he wanted to celebrate, but we couldn't do it at our parents' houses. So we turned that field house into our own shaggin' palace. I mean, Delbert and I really went to town in there, all through high school. He would treat me like a game of war ball, where I was the bull and he was the bull. He rode me harder than Secretariat. We did it 6 ways to Sunday, to 7 years in Tibet.
All right. Yeah, Bill, cut that call. This is too gross.
Ugh, that explains the smell. Ugh.
Oh, great. Oh, great. Now Paul Wayne's puking in here.
I'm sorry, Dwayne. I've eaten so many pregame meals in that field. The thought of me accidentally putting my sandwich down on a spot where Delbert and Edna bumped uglies was just too much to me.
Yeah, I get it. I'm going to call Edna's daughter and see if there might be a psych evaluation needed because yikes. I'm sorry, Miss Edna. We love you, baby, but you can't go talking about your no-no times on there. I can't stomach that. The town can't stomach that. I can't stomach that. We just got to move on. All right, who's next?
Next up is Todd from Paultom.
Oh, boy. All right, I think I know who this is. Todd from Paultom. What's your opine?
Howdy there, Great Dane. Todd Bonzalo's here, wanting to tell you that my boy Rod is ready to go for this week's game. I've never seen the kid more focused. He's probably so locked in because he's been taking thinking pellets. Focus capsules made right here in Paultom. They contain a proprietary blend of plants and weeds that grow behind the water treatment plant that are carefully formulated to stimulate the mind and are just what my boy needs to make those quick reads and timeless pitches.
Damn it.
Thinking pellets. They're a no-brainer.
Come on, Todd. We have had this conversation already. You can't just come on here and plug your own crap, man.
Yeah, Todd, you got any predictions for the game, or are you just here to hawk more garbage?
Oh, well, I am not here to hawk garbage. But I am here to say that I've proudly partnered with the only licensed hawk hunting guide in Texas, a guy named Del Q, to offer hawk hunts outside of town.
Unbelievable.
Tired of sitting in a hunting blind, waiting for a big buck to walk by? Boy, I know I was. That's when I found out about a new way to hunt with a hawk. One hunt game just like the kings of old. Let me and Del Q take
Okay,
you to
that we've had enough of that. Do not call here again, Todd.
Every time,
man. We do not have time for these plugs, okay? We got a title to win, and I sincerely hope you aren't poisoning people with those thinking pellets. Lord. All right, who else we got on the Opine line?
Next is Chet from Paultom.
All right. Chet from Paultom. What's your Opine?
It's Coach Hauser. How the hell are you, you piece of trash?
Oh, well, hey there, Coach. Now, folks, this is a treat because on the line with us right now is the former coach of the Paultom Consolidated Porcupines, two-time state champion, and a man Paul Wayne and I are proud to call our coach, Coach Chet Hauser. Coach, welcome to the show.
Damn glad to hear from you, Coach. Would love to hear your opine.
Well, it's Coach Hauser's opine that you sound fat as hell, Paul Wayne. You drop and give me 10 up-downs right now.
Is he serious? Coach, are you serious?
Coach Hauser don't waste his breath when he speaks, son. I said I want 10 up-downs, so give me 10 up-downs, Tubby.
Just do what he says, Paul Wayne's Coach Hauser, man. Come on.
Fine, but give me that trash can. I'm probably going to throw up again.
All right, yeah, hand him that. Now, Coach, while Paul Wayne is knocking those out, I got to ask, what do you think about the Porcupines' chance at state this year? Do you think they got the kind of talent that we had back in the day whenever you led us to state?
Apples and oranges, Dwayne. These kids are good, but they ain't got the discipline of a Coach Hauser team. It's discipline that takes a team to state, and discipline that keeps a man from burning all his ex-wife's throw pillows on the front lawn. And Coach Hauser is well-versed in both.
Now that I can agree with. You ran a tight ship, Coach. I can still remember you chased us around the field with your dog. That really taught us urgency in the game.
Coach Hauser knows a thing or two about urgency. It was urgent that Coach Hauser taught his boys how to run a 2-minute drill. Urgent that Coach Hauser elevate his team to a state champion level. And urgent that Coach Hauser vacate the premises of his ex-wife's lawn after threatening to burn all her throw pillows in a fiery conflagration of spite and malice. Hell, urgency is what Coach Hauser knows, and urgency is what Coach Hauser practices.
Well, yeah, I guess that's right. There, Coach.
I only threw up a little bit.
Oh, good. All right.
All right, Coach, I'm done. Now, do you think about...
Coach Hauser, tell you when you're done, Teague. Now drop down and give me 20 sit-ups.
You got it, Coach. Brain, call 911.
All right, yeah, get on that, Paul Wayne. Now, Coach, have you talked with Coach Strong at all this week to offer him any advice or, any words of wisdom, coach to coach?
Coach Hauser gives a lot of advice. Some listen to, some of it's ignored. There isn't much I can say to Coach Strong that he doesn't know, but there's a lot I have to say to my ex-wife about the value of decorative throw pillows on a bed. If they serve no function, then why is Coach Hauser spending 20 minutes taking them off the bed each night? If I can't sleep on them, then they don't belong on the bed, and that's the bottom line.
Well, Coach, you've definitely got a captive audience for advice here, and I tell you that much. I mean, it's truly good to hear some of your words of wisdom there. We're almost out of time, but before I let you go, what's your prediction for this Friday?
Coach Hauser's prediction is Pines win, and Coach Hauser's ex-wife's pillows collection will be going up in flames. Nelson County Sheriff's Department be damned.
All right. Well, best of luck with that, Coach. That'll do it for the Catfish O'Holy's Opine Line today, folks. It looks like Paul Wayne he is fully passed out. So we're going to take a quick break, hit him with some smelling salts, and we'll be right back. Y'all stick around for more on the First Down. Howdy, folks. Dwayne here. When you're feeling worried about the future or needing some guidance, there's a lot of places you can look to. The man up above, your friends and neighbors, or the Farmer's Almanac. But what if I told you there was another option to see what the future has in store for you? Well, believe it, because today I'm here to tell you about Esther's Psychic Pet Emporium. Now, Esther is a dear friend of the show, and she's got a whole mess of animals that are carefully curated from mystic lands far away and from some transient carnival workers, and they're guaranteed to give you the clearest premonitions of everything that is to come. She's got it all. Chihuahuas that read tarot cards, snakes that know numerology, a duck that can detect your Enneagram, and she's even got a gerbil that can read your palm. It's some of the damnedest stuff you've ever seen, folks, and it's all real, I know, because I've had my fortune read by a pig there, and everything is coming up Dwayne this year. So, if you're needing a celestial tune-up, let Esther's Psychic Pet Emporium take care of you, and tell them Dwayne sent you, even though they probably already know it.
You're listening to The First Down with Dwayne and Paul Wayne on QWIL, The Quill.
Welcome back, folks. You are listening to The First Down with Dwayne and Paul Wayne. For those of y'all just joining us, you are in for a special treat because we're about to switch gears here and focus on a little bit of local politics. What do you say, Paul Wayne?
Yeah, we couldn't go through today's show without talking about the other big matchup this week. all of the candidates vying for the 2 open spots on the school board. It's election season, folks.
That's correct. Like Paul Wayne said, there are currently 2 spots coming open on the school board this year, and this year's field of candidates are crowded, to say the least. Now, this is a big deal because the Super Den is going to be on the docket for a vote next year, and right now, I don't think the votes are there for approval by the school board. But that could all change tonight.
That's right. If we get the right folks in those seats, we could be sipping on Irish marg bombs at Senior O'Grady's End Zone Cantina in the Super Den in 2 years.
That's right. So we wanted to go through all the candidates so y'all knew who had our support and then who you could ignore. Your vote matters, folks, and we want our listeners to be informed voters. Ain't that right, Paul Wayne?
That's right, Dwayne. First, I'd like to take a look at our candidates for seat 2 on the school board. Running for that seat, we got Purvis Drinkwater, and then an interesting development, we have a husband and wife duo, Tammy Longbottom and Lonnie Longbottom, running against each other for the open seat.
Yeah, now Purvis Drinkwater is the uncle of one of our wide receivers, Stapp Drinkwater, and he's a stand-up guy. But of course, y'all may know him from his insurance business, which is Drinkwater Farm and Auto. But he recently threw his hat into the ring for school board, and I got to say, I've heard him speak, and the guy couldn't be more off his rocker.
Yeah, all he's talking about is how unprepared our students are for the real world and how we need more technology in the classroom. But I haven't heard him say a word about our outdated football facilities or the need for an indoor practice field. I mean, this guy's priorities are suspect at best. I kind of think he doesn't want us to go to state there, Dwayne, which is telling considering his nephew is one of our better wideouts. I mean, where's the family loyalty?
Yeah, that's a big red flag for me there, Paul Wayne. And to be honest, Tammy Longbottom, she ain't much better. You know, she's a former math teacher who's wanting to bring the STEM program to the district, and to that I say yawn.
Ah, yes, math, the worst of the subject. Didn't care for it in school, don't care for it now. And believe me, the last thing we need is a school board member who's a former math teacher. What does she think she's going to do, make the kids care about algebra all of a sudden? The only numbers our kids need to know are 1st and 10 and how to hold up 4 fingers to signal the beginning of the 4th quarter.
Exactly, and you're not alone in thinking that either, Paul Wayne, because Tammy's husband, Lonnie, decided to run against his wife on account of her pro-math rhetoric. Now, Lonnie is a dyed-in-the-wool porcupine. He played outside linebacker for us in the 80s, and his stance is give the football team what they need to succeed and figure everything else out later, which speaks to me as a voter. I mean, this guy has his priorities right.
That he does, Dwayne. Kudos for Lonnie to standing up to his nerd wife for giving us common sense candidate that we can all get behind. Hell, if you really want to laugh, old Dirty Dutch Sanders even came out to support Tammy on Facebook. Get a load of this clip.
For the love of God, if you want our schools to have pencils and calculators again, please vote for Tammy Longbottom for school board.
Shut that off, Bank. I can't stand hearing that dingus's voice. Folks, if you really want a new Super Den and want a guy who will work for the football team and the football team alone, vote Lonnie.
Yep, for seat 2 on Paultom City School Board, the First Down officially endorses Lonnie Longbottom. And look, some folks may say, hey, Dwayne, seems like you're being a little bit sexist in your choice there. And to that I say, hogwash. We here at the First Down believe in equality. Isn't that right, Paul Wayne?
Yes, sir.
I tip my servers the same 12% regardless of if they're a man or a woman or if their pronouns are they. All right? So don't step to me and tell me my choice is sexist. I just vote the issues here, folks, plain and simple.
Now, seat 4 on the school board is a tight race between 2 candidates that have a deep-seated hatred for each other, so it's a real tense race. Of course, I'm talking about Buckley Worthington of the Worthington's Department Store Dynasty and Floyd Farberware of Farberware's Barberwares, W.H. Nelson County's most trusted source for barber supplies.
Yeah, these two guys have had a long history of trading barbs against each other ever since Worthington tried to put Floyd out of business. You know, he was selling those cut-rate barber supplies in his department store. It was just a bad deal.
Yeah, I used to shop at Worthington's all the time, but as soon as I heard he was trying to edge Floyd out, I curbed my trips there. You know, that was just unnecessary on his part. There's plenty of room in this town for both of them, and Worthington just got greedy.
Agreed. And thankfully, the people of Paultom know quality, because Worthington's move did end up backfiring on him, and well, you know, now his department store is one of those indoor putt-putt facilities. So he reaped,
riddance.
exactly, yeah, he reaped what he sowed there, and Floyd never forgot what happened. So when Buckley announced that he was running for school board this year, Floyd jumped in the race, and it's been nothing but mudslinging the whole time.
Yeah, it's been an ugly race so far. A lot of airing of dirty laundry on both sides. I'm sure y'all have seen all the attack ads on PMZ.
Yeah, now Worthington is another one of those pro-education candidates saying that under his leadership, he'll try to end the school-to-server pipeline that we have in the high school, and he wants to create a new technology center for the kids to learn computer. And to that I say, what are you thinking, dude?
Yeah, the only computer learning our kids need are Microsoft Surface tablets to review play-by-play on the sidelines like they do in the NFL, which is exactly what Floyd is proposing if he gets voted in. Floyd is also a Super Den supporter, so if he gets in, we'll get our new stadium for sure.
Yep. I'm all in on Floyd. He knows the people in this community, and he's got some great ideas to really shake things up. One I'm especially intrigued by is don't pass, do play.
Yeah, now I'm not usually a single-issue voter, but that proposed policy alone is enough for me to vote for Floyd. Some kids, they just don't get school,
right,
and we shouldn't punish them for that.
No.
Let's embrace it and get them back onto the field where they belong.
Amen, brother. Amen. He also wants to get us a new inflatable for the team run out at the beginning of the game, and, what he's proposed is really something. What we have right now, our boys run through that inflatable, and it's supposed to look like a log that a porcupine might live in, but to be honest, it just kind of looks like a turd.
Yeah, it just looks like a big doo-doo chute, and Floyd recognizes we need something new that doesn't make us the laughingstock of District 17-4A. He's shown some sketches of some concept inflatables, and I'm really excited for what could be if he wins the election. So with that, the First Down officially endorses Floyd Farberware for Seat 4 of the Paultom ISD School Board.
Early voting starts tomorrow down at City Hall, so be sure to get out there and cast your vote. Polls are open from 7 to 7, and then the general election is next Thursday. Also on the ballot this year is Amendment 12, which would allow district parents to vote to remove the principal if he suspends a starter without cause. And I'm crossing my fingers that the community gets behind that.
Yeah, if you want a way to directly fight tyranny, there's your chance, folks. Vote yes on Amendment 12, please. We don't need any more highfalutin educators throwing wrenches into our season.
All right, well, Paul Wayne, I think that just about does it for us today, partner.
Indeed it does. And just a note, Dwayne and I will be at the City Hall with donuts for the first 100 voters tomorrow, so be sure to catch us out there. There's also a playoff pep rally Friday morning at the high school that y'all don't want to miss, because the theme is Smoke the Longhorns. Apparently, they've got a spit built out there, and they're going to be smoking a whole cow the whole time. So it ought to be a good time.
Yeah, I hear they enlisted the whole wrestling team to turn that spit, so it's really going to be something. Y'all be sure to come out. All right, folks, well, that's going to do it for us. We'll see y'all at the pep rally and the game on Friday. And as always, I'm Dwayne.
I'm Paul Wayne.
Go Pines.
The official broadcast partner of Paultom City Consolidated Athletics, QWIL, the Quill.